So first of all, we will do the practical of ACL and NET. Fine. Clear? Visible? So first of all, I will only use this topology for showing you practicals of ACLs. After that, I will configure this router as ISP and I will show you how NAT will work. Fine? Okay. Between R1 and R2, I am running the network of 12. For end-to-end reachability, I am running EIGRP. Any issues? चंद्री मिलन दा इशारा कर गई. Fine. Now. बहुत बिजी थे भाई. है भाई? सुबह भी नहीं आए आप लोग? कहाँ थे? धनंजय? कहाँ थे? क्या कर रहे थे? थ्रीसम? क्या फोरसम? सेवन सम. विक्टिम कौन था? विक्की? आप हैंडल कर रहे थे सबको? इनको तो जान है नहीं सर. जान भी इसने कहाँ दिखाई. ठीक है, पता नहीं शायद इसको हम क्या बात कर रहे थे. ठीक है जी, खत्म करते हैं बात को यहीं. Fine. So here I will assign the IPs. Twenty 002, 20 00 20, 20 003, 20 00. Router EIGRP1 network. Fine. This is which network? This is which network? This is which network? Now first thing is, let us check for end-to-end reachability. They are able to communicate? They are able to communicate. Yes. आ जाओ यार।
जॉब लगी
कहाँ? अरे मुंह तो मिटा है, जॉब कहाँ लगी? अरे वाह यार, ये तो यार पूरा ही दे दे तू। अरे एक ही बात है यार, दोनों की जॉब लग गई तो ये तो बच्चे हो जाएंगे। ठीक है जी, कंग्रेचुलेशन यार भाई, कंग्रेचुलेशन बोलो इनको। तुम्हें भी इनकी तरह बनना है, अब जॉब लगवानी है। इंटरव्यू क्वेश्चन बता देना इनको बाद में। हाँ ठीक है भाई, इंटरव्यू क्वेश्चन पूछ लेना। नाम बता दो आप इनको अपना।
दिवांशु, विक्रम।
तो और किसकी किसकी प्लेसमेंट हुई सीएसएस कॉर्प में?
करीबन 12 बच्चे हैं सर।
12 बच्चे हैं? अरे वाह,
25 में से 12 शायद हुए हैं।
कितना पैसा कमा रहे हो?
3.9।
अरे लौंडे, अब तो घर वाले खुशी खुश।
बहुत खुश सर।
अरे यार बिल्कुल, मैं भी बहुत खुश हूँ। बाद में बात करेंगे, ठीक है भाई? ओके ब्रो, ये ले यार।
थैंक यू सर।
वेलकम यार। चलो बाजी, ले लो यार, प्रसाद है बाबे का। चंदरी मिलन दा इशारा कर गई। बांट लो भाई, ठीक है भाई। चलो भाई स्टार्ट करें। एंड टू एंड रीचेबिलिटी एग्जिस्ट और नॉट एग्जिस्ट? फाइन, both of these LANs can communicate. So first of all we will discuss the example of standard ACL. Just think like I want to block 10.0.0.1 for this whole network, because all of you know we cannot block a single user for a single destination by using standard ACLs. It's not possible. So how I will create a standard ACL on router? Check. Conf T IP access list standard. Now there are two variations in standard ACL. One, either you can create it by name or you can create it by number. Fine. So it's your wish how you want to create it. If you want to create it by number, you can use the numbers from 1 to 99 and you can create it by any name. Name can be Rani also, Raja also, any name you want to have. Fine. Name can be Sachin also. Name can be Razors also. Any name which you like. Fine. Yes. What name do you like? Pradeep. Okay. 10. Now I created a ACL. Now I will define its statements. Now I have to deny something, so I will write here deny. Now guys, either I can deny a host or I can deny a network. I have two options, yes or no? So if you have to deny a network, how you will deny? 10.0.0.0. After that you will define the wildcard mask. This is the statement by this full network will be denied. But if you want to deny a host, you can simply write here host and you can write the IP. I think we have done this done the practical of standard ACL before also, when we were doing telnet and SSH. Done? Any issues? Now I want to permit all other things, so I am writing permit. I have created the ACL, but I have not implemented it. So how I will implement it? I will go into I will write here IP access group number, ACL number 10. Direction will be out. Direction will be out. Now why out? When this user will send traffic, traffic will go out of this particular interface. Go out. Go out. It is coming from here. It is going out. Fine. There is nothing to laugh in it. I don't know what you are thinking. Fine. Now, if this user want to communicate with this user, result is? If this user want to communicate with this user, result is? If this user want to communicate with this user, result is? And you know one thing, this user cannot even access the server. What is the IP address of server? 20.0.0.3. He cannot even access the, because you have blocked IP. You have blocked TCP and UDP are by default blocked. We have discussed this thing also. When you block layer 3 information, layer 4 and above information will never work. This thing is clear? So guys, this is the drawback of standard ACL and how we will verify that ACL is working or not. I will run the command show IP access list. You can see here how many times the interface has blocked the traffic. 15 times. How many times? And how many times traffic is permitted of any other user? Never. Now when I send traffic from 10.0.0.2, it is permitted. Now I will get a match here. One time traffic is matched. It means one time traffic is permitted. This thing is clear? Any issues? No. Now I am removing this particular ACL. Now you know the way how you will remove the access list. No IP access list standard 10. This is the way of removing the ACL. This thing is fine. Are you sure? Are you sure? Okay. Next example is, I want to stop communication of 10.0.0.2 with, okay, I will write here the task. I want 10.0.0.2 must not communicate with 20.0.0.1. Second task, 10.0.0.1 I have to block HTTP access to the server. Who is the server? 20.0.0.3. Third is 10.0.0.2 will, I have to block its FTP access to the server. Which server? 20.0.0, and I want to permit clear what we want to do. Clear? In this case, what I want to block? This thing is clear? Now, just tell me one thing. In this case, which protocol I will block? IP. If I will block IP, all things will be. In this case, which protocol I will block? TCP. Port number 80. Fine. In next case, which protocol? Port number 20. This thing is clear? Fine. Any issues? Wait for a minute. मेरे दोस्त ने मेरे को मैसेज भेजा, प्लीज लाइक दिस लिंक. मैंने उसको रिप्लाई किया, लिंक को पढ़ा पहले बैठ के, फिर लाइक किया. इट्स नॉट वर्थ लाइकिंग. अब मैसेज कर रहा है, चुपचाप लाइक कर दे. अभी तो तुम गिड़गिड़ाओगे. दिस थिंग इज क्लियर? फाइन. First of all, tell me one thing. On which router I will create ACL? हाँ भाई क्या हुआ? मैं मजाक करता हूँ बीच में, ऐसा था नहीं वैसे कुछ. ठंड लग रही है. ठीक है. Yes. First of all, tell me on which router we will create the ACL. एक्सटेंडेड कहाँ लगाते हैं? अंकुर पिछले 2.5-3 महीने में पहली बार तुमने ढंग की बात की है. थैंक यू. तू पढ़ने लग गया. अब देख बता रहा हूँ, तेरी भी तरक्की का टाइम आने वाला. तू भी मिठाई खिलाएगा थोड़े दिन. सर नौकरी तो लगी नहीं, घर वालों ने शादी कर दी और मैं बाप बन गया. पता नहीं वो आपको लगता होगा. ठीक है जी. इसको हम थोड़ा यहाँ रख लेते हैं कि हमें दिख भी जाए. So we will create ACL on R1. Fine. सर स्टैंडर्ड एक्सटेंडेड ACL जब भी हम बनाते हैं we configure it near to the source, never near to the. We can configure it near to the destination also, but if I can block traffic near to the source, why I am sending it up to the destination? Fine. IP. Now we have two variations. Either you can define a number or name. आज मैं एक होमवर्क दूंगा, याद रखना. ठीक है. वो कल सुबह तुम लैब में करोगे बैठ. याद दिलवाना मेरे को. ACL पे है वो भी. फाइन. नाउ IP access list extended. Number can be 100. Now first of all, what thing I have to deny? Deny host. Which protocol? After denied, what thing I have to define? Protocol. What thing I have to define? Protocol is after IP, what I have to define? Source. Source can be a single host also, and source can be a network also. Fine. So host 10.0.0.2. Destination host 20.0.0.1. After that, done. I have denied all the things. It means I have denied which protocol? IP between these two users. Fine. After that, deny which protocol I want to deny. भाई ये याद है कि भूल गए. ओके, यहाँ ले आते हैं इसको. फाइन. Yes. Which protocol we have to deny? TCP. Source will be. Destination will be equal to which port number? 80. Clear? All things are clear. Next thing, deny which protocol? Host. Equal to. Equal to एक ऑपरेटर है that is specifying here the port numbers. There is nothing like less than or equal to. It means equal to. You cannot specify ports like this that block all ports less than 80. There is nothing like this. You have to specify a port number. Fine. After that, permit IP any. It means for all other traffic I am permitting which protocol? IP. It means all other things will be permitted for any source and for any destination. I have just created the ACL on R1. I have not implemented it. So before implementing, I want to check that all things are working or not. Fine. So guys, let me click on the server and I will show you that there is a HTTP service which is by default on. There is a FTP service also, in which by default there is a user created with a username, password, Cisco. Fine. So from your browser, if you want to check for HTTP service, click on the computer, click on web browser. Right here the IP address of server 20.0.0.3. I am getting the access. Yes or no? if you want to check the FTP access, click here, right here. The same way you tell it, FTP 2000, username, password. But we are here to check one thing, that we are getting the access or not. Done. I am getting the access from 10.0.0.1 also. Let me check from 10.0.0.2 also. Done. FTP. Done. Done. I was getting the access. Any issues? No. Now I am applying that ACL. Interface FA0/0 IP access group 100 in. Fine. Show IP. See here, I have how many statements? First of all, I will try this thing, that 10.0.0.2 is communicating with 20.0.0.1 or not. 10.0.0.2 is communicating with 20.0.0.1 or not. It is not communicating. So you will get a match on which statement? On first statement. This thing is clear? Now I will check that 10.0.0.1 is able to access 20.0.0.3 or not. Fine. 10.0.0.1 is able to access what result you are getting? Why? Because router is blocking your traffic. This thing is clear? Now, but from 10.0.0.1 if you still FTP, it will be allowed. It will be yes. Fine. Any issues? Now try it from 10.0.0.2. My third statement was third statement was which protocol is blocked? (10.0.0.2). Let me try HTTP first. It is working. But if I try FTP, it will not work because I have denied this traffic. This thing is clear? This is how you can apply extended ACLs. वही उसी बात पे आ रहा हूँ भाई, रुक जा, सब्र रख, सब्र का फल मीठा होता है लेकिन ज़्यादा मीठा गला हुआ होता है, तो टाइम से चीज़ कर लेनी चाहिए. ठीक है भाई? Now, see now, show IP. I have created four statements in a single ACL. First thing, you can apply only a single ACL on a single interface in one direction. What is the rule? You can apply only single ACL on a single interface in a single. In different direction we can use different ACLs, but not in same direction. This thing is clear? Next thing, if I create, see, this is a packet tracer and this is a bug, that whenever you create standard or extended ACL with a number, it will never use sequence number for the statements. But if on real router or if on GNS you will do the same thing, it will use sequence number, like it will use here in case of extended ACL. Sorry, in case of named ACL. I am creating a named ACL with a number ABC. Let's say I am writing the same statements. Yes or no? Copy, paste, copy. Now look here, show IP access list. What is the difference between numbered and named. This is just a difference in packet tracer, not on हाँ यार छुट्टे ऑफिस में यार क्लास ले रहा हूँ हाँ बता क्या हुआ कुछ तो पढ़ाई है बता कितने चाहिए यार लेने आ जियो ना मैं 8 बजे फ्री होऊंगा शाम को 8 बजे तक बैच है तो आ जा फिर लेने आ जा यार मैं बोलता रहा हूँ क्लास में हूँ मैं 8 बजे तक ऐसी बैच है मेरे यार मैं अभी रुक जा फिर एक बार मैं 2:30 बजे फ्री होऊंगा फिर करूँगा अभी तो मैं क्लास ले रहा हूँ हाँ हाँ कोई दिक्कत नहीं है हाँ 2:30 बजे तक यार क्लास ले रहा हूँ ना दोस्त नहीं आ सकता हाँ क्लास में हूँ सामने बैठा हूँ The difference is, this is just the difference in packet tracer. What is the difference? That here you are not getting a sequence number and here we are getting the sequence number. Fine. So, just think like you want to delete any particular statement. So, you can delete it by using its sequence number. Guys, why this sequence number is used? First of all, understand this particular thing. See, if I insert a new deny statement, that will always add it at the end. Fine. And if I have a permit IP any in between, it will never work. Yes or no? We already discussed this thing. That if I have a permit statement in between and if we have deny statement after that, it will be of no use. So just think like you want to insert one statement in between them. So how you will insert? You will write here IP extended ABC. First of all you will define a sequence number. Let's say sequence number is 11. That's why by default a gap is provided between the sequence number. This thing is clear? So now I can write let's say deny IP host 10001. Sorry, let's say TCP host 10001 host 20003. Which port number? 20. Show IP. Now you can see one statement is inserted at which number? 11. This thing is clear? Now next thing. You want to delete one statement, simply write here no and the sequence number of the statement, it will be deleted. Show it is deleted, it is not existing anymore, like this. Check. Fine. Any problem?
एक्सेस लिस्ट का सर नंबर देके भी तो डिलीट कर सकते
मतलब
एक्सेस लिस्ट के जैसे नेम देते हैं और नंबर देते हैं तो वो नंबर देके भी तो डिलीट कर सकते
वो पूरी ACL डिलीट हो जाएगी. We are here talking about a single statement. This thing is clear? Yes, you can delete full ACL also. No IP access list extended ACL 100 is deleted. This thing is clear? So these are some variations which you can find in which you will find in ACL.
सीक्वेंस नंबर चेंज भी कर सकते हैं
हाँ सेम स्टेटमेंट डाल दे सीक्वेंस नंबर आगे डिफाइन कर दे. फाइन.
सर अभी जैसे 11 और 20 के बीच में 12 से 19 तक स्टेटमेंट और इंसर्ट कर सकते हैं और फिर से और इंसर्ट करना है फिर तो फिर कुछ बचेगा या फिर दूसरे क्या रेंज में जाके करना पड़ेगा.
यार इस सीक्वेंस नंबर का जो गैप है इसको मैं इंक्रीज भी कर सकता हूँ. We can increase this gap also, but it's not possible here. If you have to do it, you won't need a real device.
सर 30 जैसे 20 और 30 के बीच में गैप चाहिए तो 20 और 40 के बीच में गैप चाहिए 30 को 31 32 करते हैं और
ऐसे भी कर सकते हो आप जैसे वो बोल रहे हो. You can adjust the sequence number manually also. Fine. Now conf t no IP access list extended ABC interface FA0/0 IP access group 100 in. If you remember, we put this ACL. Now I am removing it. Now show IP access list. No ACL is there. I have removed all the ACLs from R1 and R2. Now I will configure full connectivity between this company and this ISP. Fine. Then I will show you the practical of that. Fine. फायदा नहीं है. Every traffic will be permitted. फिर भी best practice. Conf t host name.
सर वो 24 मैचेस 12 मैचेस ऐसे ऐसे तो कर रहा था. हमने तो कम्युनिकेट किया एक दो बार, लेकिन इसमें
भाई HTTP में पहले एक TCP कनेक्शन एस्टेब्लिश होता है. हर पैकेट को काउंट करेगा वो, जितने पैकेट उस पर्टिकुलर कनेक्शन के लिए जनरेट होंगे. यस.
तो ये कैसे फाइंड करें कितने बार यूजर ने ट्राई किया?
You can check number of packets sent by the users. You cannot check how many times user have tried. It will depend on the type of traffic. Interface serial 2/0. IP address 2300. Interface IP address, let's say this network is 30. Fine. Now I am defining a route, default route towards the company, so that this router can reply. Any issues? What I am doing, I am defining a default route on this router, so that it can reply. This thing is clear? Any issues? No. Thirty 002, 3001 gateway. This is 3003, 3001. Fine. Now the thing is, this time I will define a default route on R2 also, company's edge router, so then it will be able to send traffic to ISP, and I have to redistribute that route in EIGRP also. Why? So that R1 will also have that default route. Fine. IP space router EIGRP1 redistribute. Fine. Show IP EIGRP. I am getting a default route. Show IP route EIGRP. What is the ID? 170, because this particular route is redistributed in EIGRP, and AD for EIGRP external route is 170. So if I check for end-to-end connectivity now, all things will be allowed. Yes? Any problem? All are communicating? So first of all, which type of net you want me to configure? Static net. Which net I will configure? So guys, first of all I will configure static net. Fine. On which router I will configure static net? On my edge router. So first of all, I divide my router into zones, inside zone and so this particular interface will belong to and both of the other interfaces will belong to inside zone. Yes or no? Okay. So simply here I will write, look here, first configuration for NAT, interface serial 2/0, IP NAT, interface FA 0/0, IP NAT, interface serial 3/0, IP NAT, done. First configuration is to bolo define zones or assign interfaces as NAT inside or NAT. Which interface will be NAT outside? Which is connected to ISP. Which interfaces will be NAT inside? Which are belong to my local network. Fine. Now next command. I will write here IP NAT inside. What do you mean by this thing? This thing. Perform netting for the IPs which are coming on which interface? Inside interface. Whose source will be static? Whose source will be? Which source? What is the IP address of my server? 20.0.0.3. Translate it into which global IP? 23.0.0 true, because this interface is having IP 23.0.0. Yes or no? Yes. This thing is clear? Translate it to 23.0.0. Work done? Work done? Any issues? No. See now. Show IP NAT translations. I have a permanent entry in the table? Yes or no? Now, like you were asking something on that day. If two users want to access this server, whenever from outside someone will access this server, he or she will access from which IP? Public IP? Public IP is 23.0.0.2. I am getting the access. At the same time, let's say the server also is trying to access. This server is also getting the access. On this router I will be having entries. See now, one time who was requesting and one time who is requesting, both are able to access my server at the same time. Any issues are there? No. I told you there will be no problem. नहीं यार, ये पोर्ट किसका दिखा रहा है जब रिक्वेस्ट आई थी? फाइन. When 30.0.0.2 was sending a request for 23.0.0.2, always keep one thing in mind. When a computer will generate a request and that request belong to TCP or UDP, source port number always be a unused port number. You can check here. And destination port number is always a reserved port number. That is 80. This thing is clear? Now I will show you the process. IP of the server is, it will generate a HTTP packet. It will be received by its own router. Because of the default route, it will send traffic to the company. Now see here. When the traffic was received, source IP was, destination was, the packet is coming from the router lookup bits for the NAT table as, for the destination, the router translates the packet from with the matched and it is translated like this. Now guys, if you remember, we have discussed one thing. When the packet arrives on the interface on which you have, when the packet arrives on the interface which belong to outside network, what thing is translated? Destination. When the packet arrives on the interface which belongs to inside, which thing is translated? Now packet is arriving on the interface which is outside. Which thing is translating? This thing is clear? Destination is translated. Server will reply. This time what thing will be translated? Because it is hitting on which interface? Inside. You can see here source is translated. Destination is same. This thing is clear? Any problem? See how many packets are exchanged in case of HTTP. Many packets were there. This thing is clear? Any problem? कोई इशू हो तो आप अभी भी पूछ सकते हो. Now guys, there is a thing that I am using 23002 for my server. It means I cannot use this particular IP for dynamic net. Yes or no? So if you have a server in your network, you have to buy more than one public IP. You have to buy. This thing is clear. So what I can do is I can translate all other traffic into another IP which belongs to the same network. This thing is clear. Which IP? Let's say 23004. It also belongs to the same network. Yes or no? Yes. This thing is clear. So this time I will not perform dynamic net because dynamic net is nowhere used. Which net I will perform? PAT. Which net I will perform? PAT. So look here how you will perform PAT. First step is already configured. First step is already configured. That interfaces are already assigned to inside and outside zones. Now, next thing is, now guys, there are two variations. When you are configuring PAT, there are two variations. What are those variations? Let me discuss first of all. This is my router, edge router. This is outside. This is first variation is that you can create a pool for public IPs, and you can tell your router that you have to translate private IPs into this. You have to translate private IP into these. This thing is clear. पहले केस में मैं क्या करूंगा, क्या बनाऊंगा, एक पूल किसका, पब्लिक आईपीस का, और अपने राउटर को बोलूंगा ट्रांसलेट किसमें करना है, इस पूल में. दिस थिंग इज क्लियर. और सेकंड थिंग, दिस इज फर्स्ट. सेकंड वेरिएशन, आई विल से यू हैव टू ट्रांसलेट all the private IPs into a interface. Which interface? Which is my outside interface. This thing is clear. I can define the public interface also and public pool also. It's your wish. Fine. When you are defining a public pool, first of all you have to define a pool. You have to create a pool. But in this case, no need of. In this case, no need of pool. Fine. So first of all, we will discuss first case. That is, first of all, we will create a pool. Pool name is PAT. Fine. Now, starting IP address of pool, let's say 23004, and IP address. Now when we are configuring PAT, how many IP address we need? Only one. This thing is clear. Now 23004 is the last IP address. It means how many IP addresses are there in the pool? Only. Net mask is 255.255.255.255 because there is only one single IP, and I can write here IP net inside. This time source is not static. This time source is not, because this time you are using PAT for your whole network. So you cannot define every IP here. So what you will do, you will create a ACL in which you will specify your private network. You will create a ACL in which you specify your private network. I have created a ACL with a number. What I am writing here? Permit. It means I am telling my router, if you if you find any kind of traffic, permit it. Fine. And you can define your networks here also. Fine. So next command will be IPNAT inside source. This time source is not static, source is a list which is called in a ACL, and ACL number is 10. Now you have to translate it into an interface or into a pool. First case is we have translated into a pool. Pool name is PAT. After that we have a keyword called overload. See, if I define this thing, just this thing, this will be dynamic NAT. This will be, so I am defining here a keyword called, which converted into show IP access list, show IP NAT translation, clear IP NAT translation star. Fine. Now I will ping the server and the user sitting outside my network, and I will check for the translations. You can see here 10.0.0.1, 10.0.0.2, 20.0.0.1, 20.0.0.2. All are translated into which IPs? 23.0.0.4, but a different port number is used. A different port number is used, which will differentiate these requests when the reply will come. This thing is clear? Now, second way, without defining the pool. So I will write here simply IP, no IP, NAT, pool. He can say, he is saying pool PAT in use, cannot destroy. So first of all, you have to clear your NAT translation. You have to remove entries from the table. Okay. I have to remove that command. IP NAT inside source list 10 pool PAT. Command was, I have to know this command. Now I can remove the pool. Pool is removed. Second case, you can simply write here IP NAT inside source list. Source is called in which ACL? ACL number 10. Now you will define here that translate it into which IP? Serial 3/0. Serial 3/0 is which IP? This IP 23.0.0.2. Fine. And after that you will define a keyword over. Fine. Now whenever you will send the traffic, shit हो रहा है. All are this time translated into 23.0.0. This thing is clear? Any problem? Any issues? If you have any doubt, you can ask. Fine. So these are the two variations in NAT. NAT is also complete. Fine. कोई दिक्कत हो तो आप पूछ सकते हैं. See, we have an example also. If you remember, we have discussed about syslog server. We have not discussed syslog server. Okay, let us discuss about which server? syslog server. Fine. What is syslog server? To understand syslog, you have to understand one thing first of all. What is log? A message or a ओके भाई CCNA की बुक है इसमें नई वाली इसमें बुक है किसी के पास फोन में ही रख अरे नेट नहीं चाहिए पढ़वाना तुम्हें है मुझे नहीं पढ़ना यार